Hi, I'm Robert Resch. I'm the COO at Ace Surface. Welcome to the Ace Surface Show, where we provide useful information for developers, general contractors, architects, and designers. Hi, I'm here with Daniel Pagano, and today we're going to talk about solid wood and engineered wood. Daniel?
Yes.
What's the difference?
That one is solid, this one is engineered, just said it.
Okay, this one is solid, and this one is engineered. I get that this is solid because it's one piece. Tell me about engineered. What's the process for engineering wood?
Okay, the engineered wood, it's called engineered for a reason. Wood, it's a live thing. So wood, it's always moving, trying to go somewhere. For instance, this piece, as we look at it, is trying to force himself out with the grains. It's just trying to expand. A solid piece of wood would expand and contract by the whole piece by itself. And that's what makes it sometimes not so stable. Engineer, on the other hand, as you can see, there's 10 different layers of plywood or birch or different woods underneath it. It's a special construction that holds off the movement, tries to hold off the movement of the top layer. So in other words, the grains of the top layer is going like this, and the grains of the plywood underneath, it's always crossing each other. They all kind of tidying themselves up. So to make a very long story short, engineered wood would be a lot more stable than solid wood in pretty much all the different applications.
Okay, that makes sense to me. It seems to me like if you took this piece of solid wood, you could refinish it numerous times, whereas the thickness of this wear layer, you may not be able to. Does that make this solid piece a better option?
Not necessarily. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because that's a huge concept that it's wrong. Let me get this piece here. If we use this reclaimed piece that we were using before, basically, and that's a big concern. People are concerned, how many times can I resand it? First of all, with the finishes that we have available nowadays that we briefly spoke before, you might not, if it's a residential, you might never be able to resand it, might never have to resand it because the finish is so resistant. But technically, if you look at it, the amount of wood, this is a 3/4 inch piece of wood, and the amount of sanding that you're gonna have is just the top layers, just whatever it's above the tongue. If you look at this one, this is an engineered wood. With this same amount of lumber, we can make 4 pieces of this. And if you look at it, the amount of wood is basically the same thing. You know, do you see what I'm saying? It's just basically the amount that the real wood that you're gonna use if you have to resand it is this. When in a solid piece, it's basically the same thing, 5 or 6 millimeters. So everything else, it's just a waste of natural resources.
So that's a misconception then.
Now, on the solid wood, there's applications where engineered is a lot more suitable, and there are applications that only solid can be used. Like for instance, this is a piece of a Brazilian walnut, again, Ipe, and this can be used outside on rain skirt or decking, like it's been used, throughout the country. And a piece of the engineer will never survive on that situation. So there are benefits for both of them, and there are advantages of both of them on different segments.
So engineered wood, better option?
I would call engineered anytime. Yes, I would choose engineer over solid anytime.
Exterior, solid.
Solid.
Got it. Now, this, you have to use a lot of the tree to create this, right? And to create this, you're getting multiple cuts, I'm assuming, because you're just putting this veneer. Is that what this wear layer is? Is a veneer?
Yeah, it's also called lamella. So, but yeah, technically, say this is a finished piece of 3/4 inch, which is 19 millimeters. That's what this thickness is. And to turn into a 3/4 inch finished product, we started with a full inch, 25 millimeters. In this case, if we take a 25 millimeter board, we can make almost 4 pieces of that. So in other words, if this was an engineer, we could have like 3 or 4 pieces of it.
Yeah.
So environmentally speaking, there's no comparison. You can make 4 times more floor with the same amount of wood. So you can cut 3 less trees to make the same amount of flooring. And if you see the engineer, the construction on the bottom of it, there's a lot of different ways. Like in this case, it's a plantation forest, which is, it's environmental friendly. In this case, like we showed earlier, it's a waste of tropical wood that had already been cut and was used for something else. And all of these were just waste that we're using for the construction. So engineer pretty much wins every time, environmentally, stability, and basically when you put it down, it's the same thing, same look.
Daniel, thank you for your information today. Thank you for watching today. If you found this information useful, you have any projects that you're working on or any problems you're facing, please feel free to reach out. Give us a call. We're happy to consult.